In this video, I'm going to be narrating the creepypasta of Dr. Smiley. Be sure to like and subscribe to see more content from me, and let's jump right into the story. Enjoy. Whoa, stop. 1 second. There's some drama. There's some drama I've got to talk about first, okay? So I'm going to jump into the story after I explain the whole situation as quickly as I can, because I feel like this is something I want to talk about before people get too angry at me, even though I had no idea this whole thing was going on and I just stepped right into it. So let me explain from the beginning. A while back, people had been suggesting that I draw Dr. Smiley and read his story. So I did a search, as I usually do, to find these different creepypasta stories, and I came across his story. I had a look at the images which were related to his story, and I noticed there was one in particular image which was used a lot with the title Dr. Smiley, and people using that in relation to the creepypasta. There was a bunch of fan art as well, based off that drawing. I didn't really look into it too much, I just assumed this is what the community kind of imagined Dr. Smiley to look like, and it was somewhat similar to the story, as you'll find out in the creepypasta, but they don't really explain too much in the creepypasta what he looked like, just he's got a smiley face with sharp teeth. So I've gone ahead and started a drawing, did the line work, and based it off that image. I changed it up, but it was a cool image, and I assumed if it's Dr. Smiley, then my character should look somewhat like that. Well, I posted that to my Instagram. Plug to my Instagram, go follow me there. I post lots of cool stuff there. Shameless plug. And shortly after that, I was receiving some messages and then comments in those posts saying that this is not Dr. Smiley, it's a stolen character, it's someone else's OC, and yeah. A lot of people, to give people credit, weren't exactly angry at me, they just wanted to make me aware of what was happening so I could stop it and not perpetuate the problem, which I'll get into right now. So what had happened, right? I'm really not good at explaining this type of thing, so I apologise, but here's what happened. The person who's written the creepypasta, I guess, posted it online and then wanted an image to go along with it, and the issue is they stole someone else's OC to use as the image. So they didn't get permission, they've taken this person's OC, and I'm going to leave links to this person's social medias, YouTube, DeviantArt, Instagram, so you can go support them. And also I'm going to leave a link to a video she made about the topic, explaining in way more detail, which someone showed me and I watched, and it kind of explained the whole situation. So thank you for sharing that, and if you want to know more, go check that out because she explains it way better than me. The original artist made this OC, it had nothing to do with Dr. Smiley, and someone took it and posted it alongside the creepypasta, and then from there, when everyone reads the creepypasta and sees the image, it just got perpetuated and snowballed from there. So I can see how this is really frustrating for the original artist. Her name is Ko-yamii, I believe, on DeviantArt at least. So yeah, the character was stolen, and now it's just being associated with Dr. Smiley when that's really not the case. I believe her OC's name is Kuro. It's a kind of shitty situation. She's created this character, it's been stolen, and now everyone thinks it's Dr. Smiley. So that left me in this situation where I'd spent a lot of time on this artwork, drawing it up, doing the line work. I had already started colouring it, and then I'm made aware that this shouldn't be Dr. Smiley. I've also, at that stage, I'd finished narrating the story, editing that, and I still wanted to share the Dr. Smiley story with you because I think it's a cool creepypasta. The issue was just the imagery used in relation to it. So I thought, instead of just abandoning it like some people were telling me to do, to not finish the drawing and all that, I didn't want to do that. I thought it'd be better for me to just shine some light on the situation. People are going to find this video because they want to hear about Dr. Smiley, and the least I can do is spread more awareness that that image that a lot of people think is Dr. Smiley is someone's OC, and to not associate it with that and don't post it alongside the creepypasta. I think the original artist would really appreciate that, so hopefully I can just bring some awareness to that. But that being said, I still wanted to finish my drawing, and I thought maybe I'll just make it look a lot different from the OC character. I'd done the line work, so I couldn't really change much of that, but I could change the hair colour, do some weird shading, and at least make it look quite different from her OC. I still wanted to let you guys know that it was based off her character, credit where credit's due, but I wanted to intentionally take it in a different direction to at least have a different end result tied together with the Dr. Smiley story. So hopefully that kind of clears things up a bit. I should also mention I did reach out to her on Instagram. I sent her a message explaining the situation, and she got back to me and was appreciative that, we'd kind of sorted things out. So there's no drama there. We've cleared things up. It's all good. I just want to use this opportunity to spread some awareness for her and hopefully help her out with this whole issue that's been going on for years. The video she posted about it was 2017 and it's still happening, and I nearly made it worse. But thank you for everyone who reached out to me and was still understanding and realized I wasn't deliberately trying to do this. So thank you for giving me the benefit of the doubt and letting me learn about the situation so I can help clear it up with potentially other people who had no idea either. Now that that's done, I think it's about time we jump into the actual story. Dr. Smiley. Hello there. My name is Dr. Smiley. Needless to say, I'm not your usual doctor. Unlike the doctors in present-day hospitals who try their best to cheat death, I, on the other hand, welcome death and help my patients to embrace it. Why, just the other day, I found a young lady on the street. She looked like she was slowly dying of anorexia. So I gave her a smile, kissed her hand, and promised to help her. She was charmed and followed me as I led her to my office, a small building on the outskirts of town. You've probably seen it before. The one with the shutters that are just hanging by a small strip of wood or metal. The white paint slowly chipping off of the wall. The one with the plastic and cardboard covering the windows. The one you always assumed was empty. I call this building my home and my clinic. I help all of my patients here. After I got back to my clinic with this girl, she was quite frightened. I thought it was cute, like a little mouse. I gave her my usual sweet smile and tugged her hand softly, easily pulling her along into my small living room. I let go of her hand and locked the door behind us. She began to panic as she noticed the bloodstains on my couch. "Oh, don't worry. That's just where I had to perform an emergency surgery," I said, trying to hold back my small chuckle of excitement. I took her into my operation room and told her to lay on my small operation table. She laid down, still looking scared and unsure. She looked around the room at all the bottles of pills and jars of liquid that lined the walls, and took notice of one of my specimens. "What is that?" she screeched as she pointed at one of my jars. I glanced over at the small jar. "Why, that, my dear, is a specimen from my last patient. She had a disease that caused her blood cells to die, and soon her entire body began to shut down." She gasped and sat up. She tried to make a run for it, but unfortunately for her, I had just finished filling my syringe with a bluish liquid that I had used on all of my patients. I swung around, grabbing her wrist and yanking her back, stabbing the needle into her neck and injecting the liquid. Shh. Don't be afraid. I am here to help you, I whispered into her ear, smiling wide enough to show all of my sharpened teeth. She opened her mouth as if to scream, but could only manage to let out a small gasp of air. Then she fell into a deep sleep. I continued working on the preparations for the surgery, slowly shining all of my tools. I laid everything on a platform next to her bed, where she sat, propped up with pillows and bound with handcuffs. A soft whimper drew my attention, and I laughed. "Welcome back, sleepyhead," I said, placing the final tool on the table. She opened her eyes and started thrashing against her chains. I only shook my head with fake disapproval. No. Does she not realize I am trying to help her? I picked up my scalpel and started working on her. First, I cut her open, poking around inside as she bled and thrashed. I usually try to keep them alive while I examine them. It's funner that way, seeing the organs trying to keep working even when they are exposed to the world. After I cut open her stomach and kidney, I finally grew bored. I cut off a small piece of her womb and dropped it into a jar. A new specimen for my collection, I thought out loud, smiling widely. She was twitching now, blood dripping from her mouth, and eyes rolled into the back of her head. I giggled. I always found their last moments amusing. With that thought, I plunged my scalpel into her still beating heart. Blood oozed from the wound, and the girl went limp. I smiled wide, licking my lips. Another successful surgery. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you liked how my redhead version of Dr. Smiley turned out. Shout out to Ko-yamii for doing the original design, which got stolen. And yeah, I'm sorry about that whole situation. Hopefully that's cleared up. Be sure to like and subscribe to see more content from me, and I'll catch you guys next week in the next drawing video. Drama. I'm out.